I'm concerned for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and more importantly, I'm concerned as to how the game may play out for the long-running fans, and even how it will be received by its community. A few days ago, a new trailer was released for Rift Apart, showing off new parts of the game, new mechanics, and even revealing new emphasis on the game's story. And what I mean by that is that it isn't just the same demo that we've been looking at and seeing for months now. And I think the trailer, all things considered, was very good. We got a great new look at the game, as well as the game's release date, which is in a month or so. I must say that I really did love the new look at parkour mechanics. They look so amazing, and it really did remind me of Doom Eternal's parkour system, but from a third-person perspective. I'm just excited as to how they will implement this new Rift Tether system with the parkour. And more importantly, will this Rift Tether parkour system be available on every planet we see and go to, because I would love that. It's also fantastic in this trailer to see some new and returning features like the hoverboard racing. The hoverboard racing was always a fun little mini game to play when you have finished roaming around a certain level, and so I'm glad to see them returning for Rift Apart. And it would actually make sense because we are actually visiting locations from a lot of the entries in the Ratchet and Clank franchise, so it makes sense to bring another feature back. I am genuinely excited for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It looks like it has a lot to offer the franchise, especially in terms of new and fresh mechanics, and gameplay wise could possibly be the best entry since Into the Nexus. Now, I must say that this is entirely speculation, as there is no evidence beyond this trailer to back up my point, but just keep an open mind as to how this could be the angle that Rift Apart is going. In the trailer, we see a lot of the new character Rivet, and it's cool to actually see gameplay and her specific moveset, which is riveting. No? Come on, I thought that one was really going to land. I really did. But in all honesty, where is Ratchet? No, seriously, where is he? He was barely in that trailer at all, and gameplay wise, he was only in the trailer for about 3 seconds, which is just so baffling. I have a feeling, but a big one, that Insomniac is doing the same thing that 343 did to Master Chief in Halo 5. And if you don't remember that, let's just take a moment to reflect on it. For the Halo 5 community, they were expecting to have an equal amount of missions for both characters in Halo 5, or even more for Master Chief. Instead, there was big backlash against 343 for barely having Master Chief in the game, even though it was advertised otherwise. That's exactly what I think that Insomniac are doing with the Ratchet and Clank franchise in Rift Apart, as the trailer does hint towards the fact that Rivet is going to be the main playable character, but again, this is just my opinion. But let me know your thoughts so far. What do you think about this speculation on Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart? Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on that notification button, as it does help me on my journey through the YouTube algorithm, so thank you very much. And let's crack on with the video. Now, I could be totally wrong, and Insomniac are just showing off more of Rivet's gameplay style, as we know that Ratchet's gameplay has been the same for many entries in the series, and so it would make sense to not show it off if there's nothing new to be added to Ratchet's playstyle. If Rivet is actually going to be the main protagonist of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I feel as though I can sense the backlash already. If Rivet is actually going to be the main protagonist of Rift Apart, I feel as though I can already sense the backlash, as I'm not too sure how people will take to Ratchet being sidelined, as we haven't had a completely original entry in the Ratchet and Clank series since 2013 with Into the Nexus. I'm happy to say that I don't mind having a new protagonist for this game, as it could be a fresh, new and exciting entry to the series like we have never seen before. And this could potentially open up the possibilities of having new playable characters in the future installments of Ratchet and Clank. Perhaps like a Spyro 3 scenario, which Insomniac would not be adverse to because they did in fact create Spyro 3. I have been a big fan of the Ratchet and Clank series since I was a child. I remember booting up my PlayStation 2 after receiving Ratchet and Clank 3 from one of my friends at my birthday party. I absolutely fell in love with the game and the franchise. And thanks to streaming services like PlayStation Now, I was actually able to play all the other entries in the series, actually, well, most of them. And so I feel educated enough on the subject matter to justify this subject, as I certainly think it could be a possibility in some
dimension where I always win!
And so that's everything I have on the topic of Rift Apart, and to be honest, why I'm a bit concerned for the game. But the release date isn't too far off, so I'm sure we will all have our answers very soon. Now there's obviously no denying now that both characters are playable in Rift Apart, that being Rivet and Ratchet. And so for a best case scenario, we can only hope that they have an equal amount of missions for both characters, as I feel like that would be important rather than having one character being sidelined. I'm just really interested to see how everything is going to play out with Rift Apart, and if I get a PlayStation 5, I will make sure to pre-order Rift Apart and see for myself if I was right or if I was wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Even if I'm right, at least we will have a brand new entry in the Ratchet and Clank series that will try and reinvent the wheel with new gameplay mechanics that will spice up your entire experience. As it should be really interesting to use the Rift Tether mechanic in every single level, I just can't wait. No matter how Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart turns out, I will be happy either way, because we would have gotten a brand new Ratchet and Clank game, which is so exciting. This could even possibly be a Miles Morales situation, where with the game they barely did no marketing whatsoever. They released one demo and then I believe another trailer down the line. And then boom, we still got the smash hit success that is Spider-Man Miles Morales, so I'm hoping that that still applies with Ratchet and Clank. And I hope that that strategy really does work for the franchise, as I feel like that's what this franchise really needs. Ratchet and Clank needs a boost and surge in popularity, so we will hopefully get more games on the PlayStation 5 compared to the one game we got for the PlayStation 4. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this topic? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm very, very wrong? God, I still hope I'm wrong. But let me know your comments and thoughts down below. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, then subscribe and turn on the notification button so you don't miss another upload from me. So thank you, and goodbye.